For most people, when you speak of the Waihopai Valley, there are likely to be two things that come to mind. One of them is grapes, hectares and hectares of vines that make up part of Marlborough's wine region. And the second thing that's likely to come to mind is the Waihopai Spy Base, with its two golf ball-like domes with their antenna pointed at the sky. If you continue up the Waihopai Valley, after a few kilometres the road forks, and the left fork leads up the Avon Valley to a rugged mountainous area and eventually into a luxurious and remote area of native forest. The trek up the Tummil River to Lake Alexander begins easily enough, but it's not for the faint-hearted, as the trail soon becomes very rough and steep. But there are easier ways to get there for those people who are not keen on walking, but have deep pockets. Apart from the odd stray helicopter, Lake Alexander is isolated completely from civilization, and even the original accommodation is quite rustic. However, fortunately, Doc has installed a more modern hut recently, which, though basic, provides good accommodation for those people who want to spend a night or two in the wilderness. It was 5 hours walk in, which is a lot more than we expected. We've finally got here. Now that the helicopter's gone, our only company is birds, and there's the great pit toilet. The long drop. It probably is a long drop too.
Door kan maken.
The rich leaf litter on the forest floor provides an ideal habitat for all kinds of different varieties of fungi. Almost everywhere you go you can hear the sound of running water. Quite often the track itself is soggy underfoot. Wet feet are not an option as the trail crisscrosses the stream numerous times. The sound of birds is ever present, but most of the time they are heard rather than seen up in the high canopy of the forest. The forest is home to a huge variety of native flora, from small ground-living flowers like these to towering ancient podocarp trees. Not all plant life is totally benign. This sedge, also known as bastard's grass by the early explorers because of its tendency to cling to people's legs, will make you feel like you've had a leg waxing. A small native stinging nettle packs a potentially lethal punch. One touch of its venomous spines can leave you with a feeling of pain and numbness for hours, while full body exposure can kill. Clinging to this steep rock face is a colony of Marlborough rock daisies, the plant that could be considered the flower of Marlborough. Almost within reach of signs of civilization again, there's one more steep bank to scramble down and a stream crossing, and then we'll be back on a four-wheel drive track back to civilization. Looking back over this rugged but lush and green forested landscape, it's hard to imagine that it's less than 30 kilometres away from Blenheim.